Good morning and welcome to Lava Beds National Monument. Now, one thing about the campground where we are right now, first of all, this is the non-free campground that we are staying at this trip. We're going to be on 7 nights, and this is the one night I'm planning to stay somewhere that is a pay campground. It's only $10, but the reason we're not boondocking here is because there was a fire here recently, so let me show you that. So, you look at this area of devastation and you think, wow, how long is it going to take for that to come back? So, just want to show you something. Here are some semi-burned bushes here. I think it's sagebrush, although it's kind of hard to tell. And look down at the bottom. Look down at the roots. It is sprouting. It is sprouting new growth. And you can see this all over. I can't walk in the burned area, so I can't show you, but just the month or so since it's burned, it's already sending out new shoots. They only recently reopened this campground, but all the burned areas are closed. And that includes all of the boondocking areas that are around Lava Beds National Monument, because this was like an 80,000 acre fire. So you can see it's really bad. And, if I just scroll around to my campsite, look at that. The campsite is not as badly burned. I think the best part about being in a campground where they've had a burn recently is I think it has scared a bunch of people off. Because there are like hardly any people, which is not what I'd expect for Labor Day weekend. Look at all this empty space. It's amazing. I mean, obviously I'd love to come back, when everything is more recovered, because they've actually closed off some of the caves I wanted to go to. Plans for today. Basically, what we're going to do, we're going to go scope out the caves. This is one of the things I'm recording for my class, but I'll throw some footage in here as well. And then we're going to drive down along the east side of the Sierras on Highway 395. We're going to stop in Reno and get some more ice and gas, and I'm not going to lie, we're going to stop at In-N-Out again because there are no In-N-Outs where we live. We hit In-N-Out anytime we can. So, In-N-Out. Yeah, and then we'll be camping near Mono Lake, I hope, if we're not too tired. We might stop a little farther north, but I do have a really great boondocking site picked out, and hopefully there aren't too many people there. So again, we're recording our trek through these caves for my class. Basically, we're looking for life in the caves. We're going to make quite a production of this, so here's my son getting his gear ready. We're both recording. And so let's go take a look and see what's down there.
This is Barrel Cave, take 1.
All right.
Oh. Okay.
All right.
It's both audio and visual.
Yeah. So we are heading down into Merrill Cave. This is not for the faint of heart. Actually, this is one of the easier caves, they say. And you can see this was formed, the entrance was formed when just the roof fell in on this lava tube here, because you can see it also goes back a ways over here. And we are just going to go, I'm going to switch on my light here, and we'll see how well we do. Oh, the temperature is dropping noticeably as we get in. I'm glad I wore my jacket. Okay, watch the head. It's a little low. I can barely stand up, so my son won't be able to. All right, let's take a look. Look at what we've got growing right here. all sorts of little, I would guess, lichen. Oh, it is so cold in here. You can see that there's water dripping down right there. Very wet. Even though the top is very, very dry. I think we have slightly different lichen now that we're away from the opening of the cave. And it is pitch dark in here. Yeah, look at that. Okay, we got more stairs coming up. Little bits of stuff growing here, but not much. We'll see what it's like when we get down lower. Man, this handrail is freezing. I really regret leaving my gloves in the car. I'm trying to determine here whether these discolorations here are due to mineral oxidation or to some sort of lichen growing or something. Bacterial mats. We have a water drop coming down right here. So whatever's down here is probably not going to be green because they're not going to photosynthesize. Definitely some discoloration. I'd love to be able to swab, see what it is, but we are going to leave this untouched. Is this the end of the road? Huh. I guess this is it. Looks like the lava tube continues for quite a ways, though. Look at all that white stuff. I know, I can tell that's growing stuff, I'm fairly certain. So here is Sentinel, and this is the only cave that has two entrances. So we're going to come out the other entrance. As we come around the corner, we can start seeing what the cave is like. Ooh, look, they actually have a level path for us. Whoa, civilized. Get the lights on. And the temperature's already dropping quite a bit. Very nice. And already you can see these nice lichens here. Look at that. Of course, we're still in the area that gets sunlight. Look up at the ceiling. All right, now we're coming into the dark zone. Let's see what changes. Look, you can still see a bunch of growing stuff here. As you can see, the floor is not exactly even. Not exactly sure what that texturing is, but I think all that white stuff is. We've got some sort of stuff growing here. Oh, look up ahead. You see that light? There must be a hole in the roof of the lava tube. This one is a lot drier than marl. Ooh, look at this stuff. Ooh, that's nifty. Oh, look at that. It's really something. I have not seen any bats, but it strikes me that that would be a great place for bats to come in. They have half the caves closed here for bat nesting. Watch your step. It's pretty rough. All right. opens up a bit here. As you can see, it's at least partially collapsed. And lots of discoloration on the roof. I don't know if that's mineral oxidation or growing stuff or both. A lot of times that goes hand in hand with weird microorganisms, because that oxidation forms where water comes through, and so of course you're going to find a lot of stuff growing there as well. I'm inclined to say that's actually growing stuff, because there's big oxidized white stuff here that I think is non-living, but then there's these things sticking out only in certain places, and I really think that's growing stuff. You definitely see where the rock is cracked and water's coming through up there. Ooh, I like the gallery here. Look at this. There's another cave that runs perpendicular or something to it. That's and oh, look at all this. Ah. Okay, that's cool. Not so much on that side. It's really over here. Something going on, I think, with the water. Oh yeah, look at this. That goes back quite a ways back there. Look. That's really amazing in there. I'm sure that's off limits though, so up we go. Okay. So you can see there are parts of the ceiling that look pretty unchanged in terms of, that looks like the original lava pretty much. But there's all this alteration of some sort. Look, there's stuff down there too. Curious where that leads. We need a bunch of micro rovers to explore this. Oh wow, look at this. There's a whole nother parallel tube down below us. That is great. Look at that yellow stuff up there, I think is just iron oxides leaching out of the lava rock. But not 100% sure about the white. And yeah, I'm not sure what that white stuff is. Is it magnesium oxide? Might be magnesium oxides, I'm not sure. Actually, look at this. I think that shiny stuff is actually microbial action from what I've read. That's really cool. You can see there's sort of the equivalent of stalactites forming, so there's some sort of aqueous alteration going on here. Yeah, so you can see down into that lava tube below us. And what I'm really curious about is that black stuff right there in front of me. Because that is not the black of the original lava rock. And I think that is probably microbial in origin. Very certain that you don't get that sort of coal black on weathered lava rock. Oh, we must be coming towards the end. But that, I'm almost positive that's microbial. That is amazing. Oh my goodness. Now, if we look up, you can see white stuff that I'm fairly certain is mineral oxidation. We've got some reddy stuff over there that I think is possibly also mineral oxidation, but I see green stuff over there that is not. All right, yeah, look, here's some of that same green stuff. All right, now we're starting to get into the dark part. Still see photosynthesis. You don't need a lot of light to photosynthesize. Let's see what happens as we go around the bend here. Ew, I love the texturing on this rock. This is awesome. Now this I recognize. This right here is the sign of hydrothermal alteration. So what happens, we had steam come out of a crack in the rock. I've seen these around active hydrothermal vents in Hawaii. So that's what that is. That part too, I think, has all been hydrothermally altered. Ooh. That stuff is irregular enough. I think it is microbial. Best guess. Yeah, so you can see, may get a little sloppy. Now you can see how far down this goes. Quite a ways. Whoop! And that looks like the end down there. So this is, all right. Here we go. It is so cold. Not cold enough that I'm wishing for a jacket yet, but I think if I stayed down here more than 5 or 10 minutes, I'd be very unhappy. Oh no, there is a walkway that I did not see before. So it does go further. So this is the end. Yeah, this is where it ends. Okay. So this is why it's an ice cave. You can see it is solid ice. Yeah, look, you can see the ice really, really well right here. Oh, here's the skull that this is named for. The animals fell down here. That's a pronghorn, I think. Probably couldn't get back out without the stairs that we came down. I have been wanting to come here for so long, and I'm super, super excited to be here. I'm really glad things happened the way they did, even with the pandemic canceling my plans and everything. I've made it to a place that I've always wanted to go to, and Death Valley coming up, I've wanted to go there since I was a kid. I grew up in Southern California, and I never went to Death Valley. Like, how stupid is that? Well, I'm fixing that. So, this is actually a trip I had planned for... Was I doing this? I think I was doing this in 2023, because I do have my trips planned out that far in advance. So I'm shuffling them all around, and we'll see. Basically, road trips. I don't care where I go as long as they're awesome.